It's kind of weird. As a guy, I personally like being a guy. I mean, you know, this is, I don't know if you saw the stories last year. They've been out quite a bit about how he likes to go out at 3 o'clock in the morning for a manicure and a pedicure. It was described as his peculiar fetish is how it was described. I have a more peculiar fetish. I like a good scotch and a cigar. That's my fetish, but we'll just compare the two.
That was Republican candidate for Senate, Steve Lonegan of New Jersey, questioning the masculinity, I guess, of his Democratic opponent, Cory Booker. Lonegan's crude remarks came in response to an interview Booker gave to the Washington Post, Newark mayor expressing his wishes to keep his dating life private, because how unfair is it to a young lady to put them in the spotlight? They haven't signed up for that yet. And people think I'm gay. Some part of me thinks it's wonderful because I want to challenge people on their homophobia. I love seeing on Twitter when someone says I'm gay, and I say, so what does it matter if I am? So be it. I hope you're not voting for me because you're making the presumption that I'm straight. I asked Mayor Booker about Lonegan's comments, the campaign, and much more. All right, I got to ask you about the campaign. You are running for Senate. So your Republican opponent, Steve Lonegan, and I'm going to editorialize here for a moment, if you'll indulge me, is behaving pretty despicably, I think, and spouting a lot of nonsense in which he's questioning your masculinity, he's questioning whether you're gay or straight, and I think you've responded in a really great way, basically saying, what the hell do you care? It doesn't make one whit of difference what kind of senator I would be. But I want to ask you this. From the perspective of the gay rights movement, from the perspective of the progress we have seen for LGBT rights, coming out has been a huge, morally important step to get the kind of acceptance we've seen. And so my question is, if you are gay, why would you not just come out?
Well, so first of all, this is the ridiculousness of this point, which is...
And I agree, it's a ridiculous discussion.
It's a ridiculous
just so we're
discussion.
Clear, right.
The question really should not be whether I'm gay or straight. The question should be, why the heck are you asking the question in the first place? Right. It doesn't make a whit of difference at what kind of senator I'm going to be or not. And so what I'm simply saying right now is we live in a nation of tragic injustice, where we have said that there's going to be a class of Americans that are going to get second-class citizenship just because of who they choose to love, and the rest of us, Americans, are going to enjoy full citizenship rights. And these are germane issues to who I'm going to perform as a senator. Now, getting back to me, this is what I find comical. My local press, I was talking to one of our local reporters who have been covering me for 7 years and saying, there's more evidence, including your protestations of what your sexual orientation is, that's out there already, that's on the record. As I said to this reporter, and he and I were talking, why is this coming up yet again, right, of something that has been affirmed and talked about a lot? And let me tell you why. You know, again, my opponent in this race is going to try to really replicate the worst of our national politics, where we make a race about individuals and not the issues. And so this is a guy that's attacked in the most despicable ways. Let me stop you there,
because I want to push back from a left perspective, from a progressive perspective, right? Because this is being done in this really gross way of this kind of rumor mongering. But from the progressive perspective, there is a connection between the political and the personal. And this has been the argument that gay folks have been making since Harvey Milk and before, which is that the connection between the political and the personal is that personally coming out has a very profound political effect. One does connect to the other because it creates a kind of seismic change in people's perceptions.
What I'm trying to say to you is I have affirmed my sexual orientation numerous times over the years, so people in my local press world know exactly what that is. At this point right now, in some ways, the fact that you and I are having this conversation might be a little bit more frustrating, but the reality is the point I'm getting a chance to make right now, and I really, really want to drive this home, is that we need to stop in America talking about anybody but in a public realm besides what is important, the content of their character, the quality of the ideas, the courage within their hearts to serve others. That's what's important. And so here we have an opponent that is trying to say god-awful things. I mean, literally saying, well, I believe a guy should be a guy. Almost like saying that you are not a man, right, that you're not a man if you're gay. I mean, that is so extreme. Let's shine lights on this for a second and understand that my father taught me what manhood is about. And it's not about whether you play football or enjoy badminton. Being a man is about love, about kindness to others, about